Okay, everybody, welcome to this call. In this session, we're going to be talking about step number 3 of phase 3, 3 secrets. Now, as always, if this is new to you, it doesn't matter because at the end of each session, you will always have something tangible. If you have not gone through the previous steps, you would have received the login. If not, email my team. And they will send you the logins and you can go through phase 1 and 2 at your own convenience. But basically, at the end of this session, what you're going to be getting is you're going to be developing the 3 secrets together with me. And I want to start off this session by talking about why is this step so crucial, okay? Now, I believe that when it comes to building a 6-figure funnel, I noticed that some of you asked the question in the group like, I looked at this other person who built this funnel and how come it looks different? It doesn't look like he built a webinar funnel. Okay, so obviously to build a 6-figure funnel, it's not rigid. People have done it through a simple sales video, sales letter format. People have done it just through a sales video. People have done it just through a sales letter. People have done it through an application funnel. It's just that the step that I'm encouraging everybody to do, which is the same step I would be doing if I were to start all over again, would be through a webinar funnel. And that's why rather than having everybody scattered, it's best to move on the same direction, because understand that even if you used it on a different type of funnel, you'll still need to use the same concept. You still need to understand what the objections and considerations are. You'll still need to understand what is the one concept, and you need to put in 3 different secrets on a sales letter, on a sales video. So the platform could be different, but understand that the content is similar, right? So the context and the platforms could be different, but the content you'll still want to have this in there. Okay. Guys, if you have an open mic, please have it muted because I got distracted really easily. Thanks. Okay, so let's talk about.
He's muted.
Okay, never mind. I've gone ahead and muted them, open mics. Okay, so let's talk about today's session, which is the 3 secrets, right? So in our last session, what we did was we talked about the one concept. Okay, so if you guys need to kind of refresh, let me just kind of refresh your. So in last session, we talked about the one concept, right? Which is like I said, the more things you try to convince people that they need to do, the less likely they will buy. So it's all about understanding, right? This, if I can get my audience to believe that vehicle name is the answer to result I can generate them, and the result is only attainable through my offer name, then they would have no objections or considerations left, and they will have to give me money. So today we are going to build upon and expand upon this one concept by thinking about, in order to get people to invest in whatever it is we have to offer, we obviously have to give them content. We obviously have to teach them something. Now, this is where for the last couple of years, I've always only taught 3 things. If you notice how I sell my live events, if you guys have been to my live events, most of you have, I always talked about like just 3 things, right? Whether it's a 90-minute in-person presentation, I only teach 3 things. If it's a webinar, I only teach 3 things. Now, why 3 things? It is so crucial to understand that with the limited time that we have with our audience, we really want to be answering just the main objections. Now, even though I've been using this for many years now, let me just share with you like what I don't like about this step, okay? What I like and what I don't like about this step. Now, this step has served me for many, many, many years. Up until, let me explain, it got mainstream. Okay, let me explain what I mean by it got mainstream. Up until like a year ago, Russell Brunson released this book called Expert Secrets, and it's an amazing book. Everybody should read it. But in that book, it talks about these 3 secrets. Now, marketers have been marketing for a really long time. who have been using that step is worked amazing. But the only downside to this is that it's a little bit oversaturated. As in, when a person attends a webinar, there always seems to be, here's secret 1, 2, 3. And there's nothing wrong with that. The only thing that I want to mention is that I'm always thinking about doing things differently. Okay, so if you are marketing to a market that's new, they would not have any issues at all. I'm only referring to those of you, if you are marketing to a very advanced group in marketing, this will be oversaturated, because when an advanced marketer is thinking about registering for a webinar, and if they see, here's what you're going to discover, secret 1, 2, 3, people see it over and over and over again. However, again, if you are marketing to a brand new group, a group that it's not inside internet marketing, then there's no issues at all. This is only for those of you that's in marketing to the advanced crowd. You might want to change it to like the 5-step system and not use 3. Okay, so I just want to put it out there because it's very saturated for the internet marketing niche. Okay, so let's talk about the 3 secrets and how to create the 3 secrets and the mindset behind it. Okay, so today we're going to talk about how do we turn our audience's objections and considerations, the considerations about the vehicle, the considerations about the internal, and the considerations about the external, and how can we turn it into 3 secrets, okay? Or 5 steps or 5 strategies, 3 or 5 things. I like using these 2 numbers because I believe that there's magic in these 2 numbers. So let me use like okay, so the 3-step system or the 3 secrets. Okay, so today we're going to be building these 3 secrets, and these 3 secrets needs to be strategically answering objections. Now, you've heard me say this before, one of the biggest differentiator between world-class marketers and average ones is that average marketers will teach for the sake of teaching. Okay, now if you want to be different, if you want to stand out, the whole purpose is to use an entire presentation, okay, that's going to be on a webinar funnel in future to specifically answer objections about the vehicle, internal, external. Now, this session is all about how do we craft these winning sentences. Now, you might think, wow, that's a lot to spend one entire coaching session to craft 3 secrets. That's so crucial, because if you get this will be on your webinar registration page. This is going to be on your webinar slide deck. This is going to be on your messaging. Okay, so it's so crucial that we get this piece right, doing it together. Okay, so let's talk about how do we craft the 3 secrets. Okay, now secret number 1 is going to be secret that is vehicle based. Secret number 2 is going to be answering and internal objections, and secret number 3 is going to be external based. Now, this is the first route. Okay, now this route here, like I said, over about a year ago, because of Expert Secrets, if you are in the internet marketing niche space, this is very oversaturated because of the Expert Secrets book. If you are anywhere outside internet marketing, this is amazing because most people are not internet marketers, and it will work great. For me, because of and this advanced training, I do not want to take the 5 secrets step. I will probably take 5 steps. Now, my 5 steps is still going to be answering objections about the vehicle, objections about internal, objections about the external. But my 5 steps, I'm going to take 5 steps in the example working with you guys, because I'm inside internet marketing, and internet marketing is very oversaturated with 3 secrets. Okay, so I'm always thinking about, if you remember my exercise about identifying big ideas, I'm always thinking about what is everybody else doing, So that's something you need to know in your market. Like, what's everybody else doing, and how can I do things differently? Okay, so as always, we are going to do it together. And what we are going to do is we are going to plan out our statements and the 3 secrets together, secrets about the vehicle, internal, external. Okay, so I'd like you to think about, like, how can, when a person, just imagine this. Okay, let's begin with the end mind. Just imagine when a person comes to your webinar registration page, and when your webinar says, you know, free webinar reveals how to X in Y without Z, then, which will come later as well when we talk about the webinar registration page. What is secret number 2? 3 things, right? You're going to discover these 3 secrets. Secret 1, secret 2, secret 3. Okay, let's begin by thinking about how do we craft a statement that is able to get somebody's attention, as well as make them curious and why they will want to sign up. Okay, so for example, let's say step number 1 would be, okay, let me give you a few different formulas. Okay, different formulas. Okay, the first copywriting formula is always the how to X in Y without Z. You've heard me say this a couple of times if you've been to our previous sessions. X is the result they want to generate. Y is the time frame. Okay, and Z is the thing they hate doing. Okay. Now I know that for some of you, if you were not here in the previous session, okay, let me just take this over here so that you can understand what is the one concept that we covered. And what I'll do is I will put it inside our Facebook group. I'll just I'll put that in the comment that I just posted. Okay, so you can go to our Facebook group over here to get that. Okay, so let's talk about X, Y, Z. Okay, so I know that X is, you know, so it could be how to run profitable live events in a weekend without hiring any expensive event planners, right? So if I were to use this formula, it would be how to run profitable live events in a weekend without any expensive event planners. Okay, this is the typical how to X in Y without Z. Okay, now if you are using this step, again, as always, you want to make the most out of this, do it together with me. And as you guys are crafting this sentence, take your sentence, okay, and post it in the Facebook group over here so that I can see what you guys are doing. Please do not post your comments in Zoom because I'm not looking at them. I want to be able to see everything in one place. So please go ahead and go into the Facebook group and post it in there so that I will be able to give you feedback on what your statements are as well. Okay, so how to run profitable live events if you select this copywriting formula. Okay, so this could be for the vehicle. Okay, so I could say, or would be, why red ocean, okay, here's another copywriting hook. Why red ocean is no longer effective and why you want to be doing blue ocean instead. Okay, here's another example. Okay, would be like why webinars are dying and is going to be obsolete. And now this could be why or how, and why or how, and how you can be, or how you want to be doing live events instead. Okay. Okay. Now, notice if this is secret number one for me, why webinars is dying and going to be obsolete, and why you want to be doing live events instead. So notice that secret number one is not just any normal secret. It is answering an objection about the vehicle. What is objection about the vehicle called live events? Objection on the vehicle called live events is basically, why should I do live events when I can do webinars instead? Okay, so notice that secret number one is actually answering objection. The objection of, I can do webinars, I don't need to do live events. Webinars seems to be a lot cheaper, easier. And so now I'm actually criticizing the red ocean, okay? Or the other vehicle that they can be on, right? Other vehicle they can be on, right? So this could be like why the keto diet is actually dangerous and why you want to be doing whatever it is that you're proposing instead. Okay, so this would be, so for this next, for this one, okay, for this secret on how to run profitable live events, what is the vehicle, the objection about the vehicle, which would be, okay, even if I want to do profitable live events, I can still just run an event, just hire an event planner to just do it all for me, right? So this is where I can say how to run profitable live events on your own in a weekend without hiring any expensive event planners, right? So you see what I'm doing here? I'm trying to craft a statement that answers an objection. Objection about what? Objection about the vehicle. So the question I want you to start thinking about and start writing down, typing it on a different tab, okay? So don't just listen to me, but try to work on that statement and post it in the Facebook group as we're doing this so that I can coach you on how to create these statements, okay? So when it comes to creating this, just think about what is the objection about the vehicle. It must be vehicle based first, okay? So let's take a look at the comments, and then after that we'll move on to secret number 2. Okay, so let me wait. Okay, so let me share the screen again, and let's take a look at the comments in here. Okay, Moon says, how to be financially free by 40 without having to wake up early and go to work every day. Okay, so Boon, I would like you to let me know, like, how is this an objection about the vehicle? Like, and how did you turn this into a teaching point? Okay, so this is, while this is great, I mean, it sounds good, but I want to think about, like, so in order to create this statement, this is a good benefit statement, but it's a little bit generic, right? Because you've heard me say this, specificity sells. If we come with a very broad, generic statement, sometimes people will not be able to resonate with it. So like things like how to make passive income online, and quit your job. So all these things are very surface level, um, that we want to be able to drill down on with specificity. So over here, I can't straight away see what is the vehicle that you want to propose. Like, right? So think about what is that vehicle, and I want to have that vehicle in here. Okay, Harm says how to build a monthly income with stocks and options within a month without spending more than 5 minutes per week or take too much risk. Okay, great. How to burn 10 kgs of fats in 12 weeks without putting back on. Okay, so the only issue I have with this is that when you try to scale this into Facebook ads, Facebook hates this. Okay, so Facebook don't just look at what your ads say; it also has this scan of what your landing page is. So what Facebook doesn't like is like a guarantee of results, especially in the weight loss industry. So rather than coming up with a promise of specifics like burn 10 kgs of fat in 12 weeks, it needs to be something different. Okay, so try to think about like the vehicle that you're proposing. How do you turn it into uh, what's the vehicle? Is it like high fat, low carbs? Is it putting butter into your coffee, like bulletproof, right? So think about like what that is and try to focus more on that rather than promise of results, especially when it's weight loss. Okay. Um, so same thing here for you, Harm. It would be how you can build a monthly income in stocks. So, but one of the things I want to have is make it curiosity based, right? Using the same system that the top, uh, using the same system like what Warren Buffett uses when it comes to investing, right? I'm just pulling that out from thin air, but think about like, oh wow, I wonder what is Warren Buffett's method of investing, using what the secrets from what the Rothschilds were using, dating from like a century ago or something like that, from dating from decades ago, right? So I want us to be able to craft statements that has got more curiosity based. It's like, wow, I wonder what that is without sounding too hypey, because hype does not sell. Okay, many times people think that hype sells, but it's not hype that sells. Hype makes it generic and unbelievable, and that's what every other marketer is doing. We want to try to be specific, but also arouse curiosity around the vehicle. Okay, how to teach kids to be money smart in 7 steps without you going to college again. So I want to work on this statement, without you going to college again, because it would be like, I don't think most people are thinking, oh, but I need to go to college again to teach my kids. So people won't resonate with that, right? So think about like how to teach kids to be money smart in 7 steps, showing you the things that is not taught in school that should. Okay, so it's like so think about something without the thing they hate doing, but are actually thinking about it if it was a realistic alternative. Okay, so most of the time, people are not thinking how to teach their kids to be money smart by going to college again, right? So when I say without thing they hate doing, it's got to be something that they are actually thinking about as their alternative, but they hate doing, right? So things like without eating. So what is the thing in the financial sector, right, that they hate doing, that they don't want to do, but it's actually considered doing it if they were, backed up to a wall. Okay, so this is good, right? How to shed unwanted pounds without So rather than going hungry is going hungry without starving yourself. It's like, you know, it's like, yeah, it's like, so how to shed unwanted pounds without starving yourself or wanting to, or having to sign up for expensive gym memberships you're not going to use anyway, right? So try to add in the words that will feel like, yeah, it's true. You know, like let's get real, right? We're gonna sign up for a gym membership, and chances are we're not gonna use it anyway, right? Yong says, how to build a profitable e-commerce business by using my 90% done for you shipping system that has generated over $30 million in revenue without having any e-commerce experience at all. Okay. Over here, I like this. This is very well thought out. To make the tweak over here, now there's nothing wrong with this. I'm just trying to always think about how to make things to next level. Okay. I'm just thinking about, if I see the 90% done for you drop shipping system, I'm still thinking if people will be thinking, well, there's 10% that I still have to do it myself, which is great. I mean, ultimately, your message will determine the people you attract. If it's 100% done for you, you might be attracting people that says, okay, I hope that by pushing a button, I'm going to make millions online. And that's definitely not who you want as well. Okay, so this will do. Okay, John says, how to find and invest undervalued properties with capital gains and high rental yield without huge investments. Okay, so the next step of messaging is to think about like specificity that your market will be able to resonate with. Like if they are in the know, they'll be like, yeah, that's really true. Okay, so why endless hours of cardio is keeping you fat? Okay, now this is good. Okay, this is very good. Okay, why endless hours of cardio is keeping you fat, and why you should be doing resistance training instead. Okay, so now this first part I really like, because that's answering an objection. Objection about what is that to lose weight, I need to lose endless hours of cardio. And to answer that objection, again, guys, when I'm giving feedback for somebody, just think about how you can apply this for yourself. Okay, why endless cardio is keeping you fat? This is amazing, because people's objections are, to lose weight, I need to do like hours and hours of cardio. But now you're turning that objection into a teaching material. And but the only thing about this statement over here is that we kind of build up the thing, but we let go of like the secret. It's like, okay, so the secret is resistance training, but at the same time, it's like fishing, but we don't want to let go of the entire thing where the fish, goes away. What we want to be thinking about is why endless hours of cardio is keeping you fat, and why, rather than saying you should be doing resistance training instead, I want us to mask that, okay? Because if we give away resistance training, then we'll be like, oh, okay, I already know that. Yeah, that's right. I should be doing resistance training. So now I don't find a compelling reason to show up on a webinar, because I know that you're going to tell me that cardio is not effective and I should be doing resistance training instead. Okay. However, it would be different if you said, and why you should be doing this 5-step resistance training instead. Now it's different, because now okay, I wonder what that 5 steps of resistance training is. Okay. So when it comes to crafting your statements, think about whether you're giving the curiosity away through your sentences. Okay. So think about like, how can you mask the benefits without giving the specifics away. So you're still being specific, but you're having that balance between telling them everything, because if you told them everything, then there's no reason for them to show up for your webinar. Okay, so this could be like why top fitness trainers never do cardio themselves, and what you want to be doing if you want to accelerate your results. So it's like, oh, okay, like secret number one. Yeah, so why is it that all these people, they don't do cardio? It's true, right? Fitness models, like the amount of cardio they do is actually very minimal. So think about how can you turn that instead, okay? So Jason says, build your influence online. Objection is, I don't know if it will work for me. So secret number one is how to stop hunting for leads through a little known trick that will almost instantly turn the tables, grammar, and have your prospects begging you to take their money. Get more sales without having to beg for it. Okay, so we know that the objection is going out there begging for sales, which is what most people do. So it would be, why going out there and meeting clients begging for sales is actually crippling you, and how to get them going and approach you instead. Okay, so notice what I'm doing here. The method is why red ocean is actually hurting you, and how you want to be doing your proposed method instead. Okay, so notice this recurring theme that I'm constantly proposing would be, if you take the other method route, which is what Jason's doing right now, which is why red ocean, or how red ocean is actually crippling you, hurting you, stopping you from succeeding, and how and why you want to be using the blue ocean method, which is your method instead, right? So why doing endless hours of cardio is actually making you fat, and how you want to be, and why you want to be using your proposed method instead. Okay, so this is another method of delivering a statement. Okay, so this would be like why live webinars are actually a thing of the past, and how you want to be utilizing live events to attract your best customers. Okay, so think about how do you change and make that switch. Okay, so let's move on and look at the other things, and then we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so why change managers are failing, and how you want change management to make you profit. Okay, so the only thing I would mention here is that when it comes to languaging, don't assume that people understand your this is like a technical jargon, right? So like people who are not in the industry, the last thing you want to do, unless you know your webinar is to a very, very specific type of audience, I always recommend starting broad and then introducing your tech speak or your technical jargons at a later stage. Because the last thing you want people to do is to say, oh, this is probably not for me because I don't even understand this technical jargon. Okay, like I don't, right? So unless you know you're speaking to a very, very specific audience, but unless you don't want to discount the majority of people, use languaging that people understand and niche down later during your webinar. Okay. Same thing here. How to earn your first million e-commerce even if you don't have your own products. Nothing wrong with this, but this is what everybody says. And to me, there's not enough specificity. There's not enough hook, right? To me, that's again, always think about like the messaging in your marketplace. So like for me, I know this is what every other marketer is saying. So try to think about differentiating by using your by having some sort of uh, process or revealing something that makes it unique. Okay. How to inspire yourself without coming across as too boastful. Okay. How to reveal as little as possible to keep the mystery when dating without revealing too much of yourself. So over here, like I don't see how this is related to the vehicle, right? Is the vehicle inspiring somebody? Um, right? So, and then he says here to keep when dating. So is this a dating product? Okay, please clarify, Andrea, so I'll be able to help you out. All right, think about what the vehicle is. It needs to be a statement answering objections about the vehicle. Okay, how to start a scalable 4-figure business in 30 days without using all of your capital savings for capital. So the only thing I don't like over here, Clara, is that if you say how to start a scalable 4-figure business, think about like who would be attracted to this messaging. The people that would be attracted to this messaging are broke people, right? So that's the only thing I don't like about it. You know, think about in every single, like I believe that one of the first rules to have in whatever market you serve is don't sell to broke people. These are the people that's going to give you the most issues. These are people that, and even if they have the best intentions, they can't afford it. I mean, if you are selling a product that's $2,000 and you're teaching people how to build a 4-figure income, which I'm guessing is online, monthly income, even then, like how much can they afford to pay you if you're going to teach them how to build, you know, a 4-figure income monthly, right? So think about the people you attract through your messaging. How to grow your message over 2 months when your spouse is deployed. Okay, so think about how can you actually expand on. So over here, like I am not okay. So I can get like the vehicle is relationships. But what I want to think you to think about, Kale, is making it a little bit more compelling. And like over here, it's like over 2 months. So now sometimes over here, this is where having a time frame may or may not be the best use of it. So like over here, I believe that think about the thing that they hate doing. Like, I don't know, without seeing expensive marriage counselors, right? So think about something that that could be more compelling, right? I need to understand your market a little better. Perhaps if you list down your objections of the vehicle, I'll be able to help you improve that statement. Okay. How to get organic safety fruit and vegetables in 1 year without chemical. I don't like this because if I want to get organic fruits, I can just go to the supermarket. I don't see how this, unless you're saying how to grow it yourself, right? In your own backyard. If that's what you mean, then fix it to have it reflect on what's mentioned over here. Okay, so how to raise happy kids through game-based learning without any expensive materials. So over here would be just grammar. Fix the grammar to make it tighter. How to get lean and look amazing in 90 days without spending hours in the gym while still having your favorite foods. Okay. Just messaging over there. Okay, so I can see that there's how to generate traffic in 24 hours without spending more than $100. Okay, so over here, same thing. I want you to remember that your messaging will attract who you attract in your messaging is so crucial, because think about this, okay? So like Adrian over here, it would be, if my messaging is how to generate traffic in 24 hours without spending more than $100, who do I attract? I attract brand new noobs who have no idea what traffic is. And there's nothing wrong with that. Anybody who have spent a little bit reading a book on internet marketing, they would know that this is not compelling, because anybody can just go on Facebook and click on one button that says boost post, and they will get traffic for $5. So this to me is not compelling or blue ocean, or the big idea is not there. So think about how can you make it a lot more compelling in terms of the messaging, so that it's different, so that a person will feel like, wow, I really want to know how to make that happen. Now, again, there's the only issue with a statement like this is that you attract brand newbie, like really, really fresh greens, newbies who do not understand traffic at all. And by doing this will not position you as somebody who has done anything in internet marketing will not want to sign up for it. Okay, so you're going to discount a very big audience if you come up with these type of messaging. How to get more time and financial freedom by building constant and increasing monthly income without a heavy capital injection, and building a credible and stable cryptocurrency portfolio. Okay, this is just the structure and of the sentence. I feel that it was like a little hard to read. How to get time and financial freedom by building constant and increasing monthly income. There's like too many things. How to get time and financial freedom, which is benefit 1, benefit 2, benefit 3, benefit 4. Okay, so too many things here, right? And then without thing they hate doing, and then benefit 5, benefit 6. Work on the structure of the sentence and make it tighter. Okay, so you have the components in here. Just make it it's the grammar, and it needs to be tightened up. How to make 20.6% returns per year using the secret system that successful investors use without the stress and in less than 10 minutes per week. Okay. The only weakest link in this sentence is the grammar over here, and in less than 10 minutes per week. I would say straight up, without the stress, utilizing less than 10 minutes per week. How to pack your digital product and create $10,000 a month online in 7 days without spending over $500. So same thing over here. So guys, you see what I'm saying? It's over here. It sounds very get rich quick. So think about the people you attract. These are the people who will be like, wow, you promised me how I can make a $10,000 online income in 7 days and without spending over $500, and that didn't happen. So I want a refund. And if you don't refund me, you're a scammer. Okay. So like, again, your messaging will determine who you attract. And I can tell you that being in the online marketing space, last thing you want to do is to have something that sounds like it's get rich quick, because once you have that, sure, I mean, you could get sales, but that's not the reputation you want in the long run, because the people that you attract when you say how to build a 5-figure month in 7 days without spending, $500, you're going to get the people who expects that they can push a button and make a 5-figure income, because you just told them, right? You just told them that you can make a 5-figure income in 7 days without that $500. And if that doesn't happen, they're going to blame you for it, right? So, okay, I think that we've gone through a lot of examples in here, and I think you guys have now a very good idea on what makes a good secret number one. The next thing I want to do, and this is the purpose of this entire thing here, right, is to think about how can we replicate this for secret number 2 and secret number 3, which is really the internal and the external.